Hello, I'm Sarah and I'm a visiting professional speaker at Warwick University, which means I'm not an academic nor a professor. I'm someone who works in the communications industry and has done so for over 25 years, both on the agency side at Saatchi's, TBWA and McCann Erickson, and on the client side at Levi's and Global Media, which to you would probably be Classic FM, Capital Radio, Heart Radio. I bring my own personal skills and experience to the department and put the academic theory that you've been learning about during your MA into life. It's not about how it all works in theory, but how it actually works in practice out there in the world of commercial communications. The module I teach is alongside Jo Gard-Hansen and it's called the Applied Communication Project, or ACP for short. This is where we take a real-world live brief from a real client, which could be a high street retailer, a blue-chip corporate, hospitality, or indeed a renowned advertising agency or broadcast communication specialist. And then we work together in teams on it. Our objective is that by working together with me and Jo as your guides, you will gain practical experience in creating media content in response to a real client brief. You'll also develop skills in the management of communication, creative process, and participation in a creative team. This is not a theoretical process, it's live and it's real. At the start of the module, you'll be put into small teams for which you'll be asked to create yourselves as a branded entity with a team logo. So that's nice, you have something to create about yourselves. What are your hopes and fears? What are your visions? What are your values? Then, week by week, in seminars and tutorials, we'll take a logical, stepped approach to responding to the brief. It's essentially the same process and formula that I follow whenever I get a creative brief from a client. You might be surprised to know that even in the creative industries, there's a tick list of things to do in a certain order in order to arrive at a successful creative conclusion. It doesn't just magic itself out of thin air. Then we'll cover research, strategy development, understanding your audience, very important subject. Who are they? Where are they? What makes them tick? Where do they listen to their media? What kind of media do they listen to? What's the best way to communicate to them? And how will they feel about the messages that you're going to be sending them? Then we'll look at the importance of clear brand and creative strategy and how to get creative ideas. Where do they come from? What's the difference between a good idea and a great idea? And how to turn that great idea into something that's a real piece of communication rather than just a nebulous idea. And then it's how to turn that great idea from its communication into something that hits the right spot at the right time to the right people, because that's what communications is all about. The course usually involves a field trip where we go out and see, feel, touch and experience the client or their product or their service firsthand. It's a really good day out because actually it really brings the creative brief to life and makes you understand why the client is asking us to do what they're asking us to do and what kind of challenges and hurdles they have. We'll also take in competitive activity for comparative purposes so that we can judge just how good our client's offer is and how it stacks up against the competition. And the culmination of the module is a final presentation where you in your teams will present to the client, usually on their premises. So that's when the module suddenly becomes very real. ACP attracts 15 cats, which is assessed by a 60% by your group presentation and 40% by a 1,300 word individual critical report, which reflects on your experiences and what you've learned from doing the module. It would suit anyone who wants to work in the communications industry, in advertising, PR, digital media, broadcast media, and of course, being a live project, it's something you can cite on your CV and talk about with real conviction when it comes to doing interviews. I really look forward to working with you. Thank you.